Supervisor Robel.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll move for the adoption of this evening's agenda with one change. Resolution 207, 1022-17, ahead of Resolution 200, 1020-17.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded with those corrections. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Is there anybody from the public that would like to speak on anything on the agenda this evening? Now is your chance to talk. Is there anybody from the public that would like to speak on anything on the agenda this evening? Is there anybody from the public that would like to speak on anything on the agenda this evening? Okay, that portion of the meeting will be closed. Communications from the petitions from the clerk. I asked them to punch in already. I don't know if they did or not. There are 3 people missing. I'll tell them that when I...
There we go. Okay.
Supervisor Thompson, did you punch in? Supervisor Warnke?
Warnke? No. He's not here.
Okay, we're doing good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
You received a thank you note from Riley Maury. She was one of the students that received a scholarship from the board this year, and she's just thanking you for the opportunity. She's going to school at St. Thomas and is studying mechanical engineering. We have a notice of claim from John Kurth for damage to his mailbox caused by a county highway vehicle. Back in September, that's referred to Personnel and Finance. We have those resolutions that were listed on the agenda from Monroe, Outagamie, Sauk, Trempealeau, and Vernon County, and all of them, but one were regarding the nonpartisan procedure for redistricting. We'll refer these all to the legislative committee, even though they've gotten them from multiple counties. So those are forwarded, and then we have a petition for zoning amendment from Lee Bartelt, Town of Amro, requesting a zoning change from R1 to A2 for single-family residence and general agriculture, referred to planning and zoning. Petition for zoning amendment from Craig Jones, AF Group, Town of Algoma, requesting a zoning change from A2 R1 to R2 for single-family residence. Petition from Harrison Sturgis Jr. in the Town of Neenah, requesting a zoning change from A2 to R2 for additional, I think that's lawn, referred to planning and zoning. A petition for zoning amendment from Douglas and Linda Miller, Town of Nakaimai, requesting a zoning change from R1 to A2 for a hobby farm, referred to planning and zoning. A petition from David Yedis in the Town of Nakaimai, requesting a zoning change from farmland preservation to A2 for personal residence and dog boarding business, referred to planning and zoning. And that's all.
Reports from committees, commissions, and boards. Supervisor Fari.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Tomorrow at 1:30 in the afternoon, Fond du Lac will be the organizational meeting of the Tri-County Agreement that we entered into in regard to the Way on the Waters project. Mr. Binder from our committee will be representing the committee and attending that meeting. This will be the meeting to elect officers. I assume they're going to go over some of the rules of how they're going to operate as a committee. So we'll give you more information at a later date when this stuff gets all organized. Thank you.
Supervisor Egan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd just like to tell everyone that there will be a legislative meeting this month. There will be a legislative meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Supervisor Norton.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Last month, I, you, and a number of my fellow supervisors attended the WCA annual conference. One thing that I brought back and made an impression on me was the presentation by the General Counsel for WCA, Andrew Phillips, who made a presentation about getting counties to join in a lawsuit against what he believes and many believe is the cause of a big opioid problem, Big Farm. 3 counties have already passed it. Me and Larry Launschlager have brought it before the Human Services Board, and I have brought it to the Health Board. So I would, in the near future, I would hope that we'd be able to bring a similar resolution to this board. And I did have a bunch of information that Andrew Phillips had with the, about this issue. Were you able to disperse that to all the county board? Okay, so please read that and look forward to hopefully pass that issue coming up with the county board in the next couple months.
Okay, thank you. Approval of proceedings from September 5th and September 19th. It's been moved and seconded. Are there any additions or corrections? All in favor signify by saying aye for the... Aye. Carried. County Executives Report.
I'll call your attention to 2 items on the agenda. One is with regard to our annual bond issue. I won't steal their thunder because you will receive a short presentation on that. But we continue to have a very strong bond rating, and we receive very favorable rates, and I'll let them give you the details. A second item on the agenda is a transfer of funds, and it has to do with sick time payouts. The reason that's there is because we always have to estimate how many employees will retire in a given year, and this largely involves long-term employees, many of whom were here before 2005. And we had more retirees in that group, long-term employees that were before 2005 than we anticipated. And so this is an amount we knew was a liability all along, just more of it got paid out. And over time, those amounts will come down because we froze that type of payout back in 2005 for non-represented employees and a few years later for the represented employees. And that's all I have on the agenda tonight. There is a appointment, and at the last meeting, the board approved entering the PACE program. All the other counties that are in the PACE program have their county executive or county administrator as a representative to PACE. That's not a paid position. It's not going to be fun. It means probably 1 or 2 meetings a year with the PACE Commission. And of course, we have the ability to veto any PACE project in our own county with just 1 vote. Otherwise, it's a vote of the entire body. And consistent with what all the other counties have done, I'm actually appointing myself to that PACE Commission with the board's approval.
Supervisor Egan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I know it's not on our agenda, but he brought it up, Harris brought it up last time, and I just wanted to know what was resolved with the track issue out at the fairgrounds.
It's really not resolved, and it's actually becoming more complicated. But as you recall, we asked for proposals from racetrack operators, and we had put a minimum bid requirement in for the proposals. And there was a line in the response that indicated if you were willing to pay more than the minimum to indicate there. And you would do that if you had more than one operator bidding. You might want to be willing to pay more than the minimum amount. Unfortunately, the only bidder we had indicated an unwillingness to pay that amount. So we will, if we're going to continue in that direction, we'll have to go back out for proposals again, and the same parties and other parties will have the opportunity to make proposals if we go back out. But it's gotten more complicated in that the Life Fest organization has indicated that they will only do a long-term contract with us if It's in the grandstand area.
John, is that all right that he talks about that? I had people sitting here that wanted to talk on it, and I told them they had to go, they didn't have to
It's really not
go.
on the agenda, you know, I mean, he can mention real shortly what's going on, which he already did, but it's not something to be debated or talked about.
Let me,
It's on the agenda.
yeah, let me bring it to a quick end then. So we will be coming back to the board at probably the next regular board meeting with a proposal. But it is complicated in that the position has changed of all the parties involved, and we'll explain that at that time.
Thank you.
I don't think we've voted on the PACE. On the PACE nomination?
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Aye.
Thank you.
2 nays.
Okay, who was the other name?
Me.
Oh, 2 names.
Supervisor Wingren, Supervisor Harp, Supervisor Ramos, and Supervisor Schneider had asked to be excused from the meeting, from tonight's meeting, so they will be absent. I have an appointment that I would like, her name is Vicky Charos. I have appointed her to District 15. She couldn't make the meeting tonight because she had a prior commitment, but I would like your approval of Vicky for the county board seat, District 15. Was it moved and seconded?
Yes.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried. I'd like your approval to appoint Supervisor George Shirk to the Aviation Committee. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried. I'd like your approval for Foxcom Fiscal Advisory Board, Supervisor Michael Braun. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried. Information Systems Committee, I'd like to appoint Supervisor Michael Braun. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried. At this time, presentation of the 4-H Key Award commendation to Anna Chapin and Kelsey Potratz. I would like them to come forward. And Jody Bezo and Sarah Thompson will be given the presentation.
Good evening. I'm Jody Bazayo, and I'm the interim 4-H youth development educator for Winnebago County UW Extension. And I want to thank the board for your time tonight to honor 2 tremendously talented young ladies from Winnebago County. These young ladies are receiving a commendation from the county board tonight in recognition for being Wisconsin 4-H Key Award recipients this year. The prestigious Key Award is one of the highest recognitions a 4-H member can receive. The youth receiving this award are ones who have demonstrated consistent growth in their 4-H involvement, developed and applied their leadership skills, and actively participated in their club and their community. Key Award recipients are high school students with at least 3 years of experience in 4-H and 1 year as a youth leader. The Wisconsin Farm Bureau and Rural Mutual Insurance Company sponsor the Wisconsin 4-H Key Award program. They have sponsored these awards for over 25 years, helping 4-H to honor some of Wisconsin's finest youth. So the first recipient we'd like to recognize tonight is Anna Chapin, and I'll share a little bit about her accomplishments with you. Anna is a 12-year member of Newcomers 4-H Club, which is located in Omro. She has served in multiple club officer positions, currently as president of the club. One of Anna's high school teachers says, "Anna is a positive contributor to class in a variety of clubs. I cannot think of a more deserving and well-rounded individual for this award." Her 4-H leader, Sherry Egan, says, I have watched her leadership qualities grow so much over the years. Anna is a positive, responsible young lady with a bright future ahead of her. Anna says that her 4-H experience has helped her gain self-confidence and develop her communication skills. It's because of the 4-H slogan, "The Power of Youth," that my life has turned down a road I never thought it would. I would never have dreamed to be where I am today or have accomplished the things I have. Anna participates in a number of 4-H project areas, including art, communications, sheep, and youth leadership. Anna has also been a 4-H ambassador and a camp counselor in our county, and at the state and national level, Anna has represented Winnebago County 4-H at the State 4-H Conference, American Spirit Experience, Citizenship Washington Focus, and Space Camp. Anna has given back to her community by volunteering at a local food pantry, serving meals to veterans, and volunteering at local senior centers. Anna has worked for the YMCA for the last 2 years and is also involved in her church, many clubs at her school, and in dance, softball, and soccer. Anna has just completed her CNA to be a certified nursing assistant and would like to pursue nursing as a career. So I will present you with your commendation. This is from the county board here tonight. So there you are. Congratulations.
So I'd like to say thank you. This means a lot to me. I've worked for 12 years, and I'm really happy to be where I am today. And 4-H has done so much for me. I couldn't be up here talking to all of you if I hadn't joined 4-H because I was the most shy person ever. And so this has really helped me. I've gone through so many new experiences and gained so much, and this will very much help me in my future career that I hope to pursue. So thank you very much.
And good evening. My name is Sarah Thompson. I'm a 4-H youth and science educator with Winnebago County, and our second recipient is Kelsey Potratz. Kelsey is a 10-year member of Newcomers 4-H Club, where she has served in many club offices. Kelsey has perfect attendance, attending every Newcomers 4-H Club meeting in the past 10 years. Her club leader, Sharon Besaw, says, Kelsey is a wonderful role model to younger youth members. She has great communication skills, providing demonstrations to our club, teaches and leads our members as well as other members throughout the county how to be well-rounded and involved 4-H members by being a camp counselor and assisting with events like 4-H Fun Day. She always displays a positive attitude and is happy and energetic. We are proud to have her representing our club. Kelsey participates in a number of 4-H project areas, including swine, photography, art, foods and nutrition, vegetables, sheep, small animals, woodworking, and youth leadership. She has received Outstanding Woodworking Exhibitor as well as Outstanding Livestock Exhibitor. Kelsey is also an ambassador of 4-H in Winnebago County and was once again a 4-H camp counselor this summer. At the state and national level, Kelsey has represented Winnebago County at the American Spirit Experience, Space Camp, and Citizen Washington Focus. Kelsey says that 4-H has helped her gain self-confidence, self-responsibility, and helped her build her character. Kelsey has given back to her community by volunteering at a local senior center, participating in Relay for Life, donating at multiple Red Cross blood drives, and participating in her high school Key Club and Student Council. Kelsey is also very active with sports at the high school level, making it to state in powerlifting and participating in dance, cross country, and softball. So I would like to present this to Kelsey.
I would just like to say thank you because I wouldn't be where I was today if I had not joined 4-H. It has tremendously opened up my doors, and I can tell that I've become a better public speaker. So I would just like to say thank you again.
And one last thing, you may have noticed you have a copy of a 4-H record book in front of you at your places tonight. These books actually give you just a glimpse of what some of these 4-H members have accomplished throughout the year. I encourage you to thumb through those and look at the life skills, things like goal setting, keeping progress of their projects, all those projects that they're involved in, and other wonderful skills that they do learn through 4-H. The books represent everywhere from kindergartners through 12th graders, and I believe these two young ladies are out there with you this evening. I encourage you once again to thumb through those, look at all their accomplishments, and then to please leave those at your spots tonight so that we can get those back to the youth as soon as we can. And like they said, I would just like to thank you again for your support as we in 4-H continue to build caring, capable, and confident young people here in Winnebago County. Thank you very much.
It was nice to see two young individuals with such enthusiasm. Zoning reports and ordinances. Report number 1, Allison Thompson, Town of Nakaimai, tax parcel number 0120450. Supervisor Keller.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move to accept report number 1.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. A mandatory ordinance number 1, rezoning from A2 General Agriculture to A2 Agriculture. Supervisor Keller.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move approval of mandatory ordinance 100117.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried. Report number 2, Jeffrey and Laura Egolowski, Town of Wolf River, for tax parcel number 0320542-02-02. Supervisor Kreischer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move for acceptance of report number 2.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried. A mandatory ordinance number 2, rezoning from A2 General Agriculture with wetlands to A2 General Agriculture without wetlands. Supervisor Kreischer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move for approval of mandatory ordinance number 100217.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried. A mandatory ordinance number 3, Town of Clayton, on behalf of Jeffrey and Joan Goes, for rezoning from R3 to A2 for tax parcel number 006052002. Supervisor Fari.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move for approval of a mandatory ordinance number 3.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. A mandatory ordinance number 4, Town of Clayton, on behalf of Dolores Robert, for zoning from A1 to A2 for tax parcel number 0060464-02. Supervisor Fari.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move for approval of a mandatory ordinance number 4.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. A mandatory ordinance number 5, Town of Vinland, on behalf of Ron Jankowski, for zoning from B3 to M2 for tax parcel number 026-0490-05-04. Supervisor Fari.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move for approval of a mandatory ordinance number 5.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. A mandatory ordinance number 006, Town of Winnebago, on behalf of D&N Investments, for rezoning from A2 to R1 for tax parcel number 030-0105-01 I'll ask Mr. Kreischer to bring it forward.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move for a mandatory ordinance, I believe it's number 5?
Yes,
I'm sorry.
6.
Number 6?
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. A mandatory ordinance number 7, Town of Winnebago on behalf of Ultimate Properties LLC for rezoning from A2 to R1, A1 for tax parcel numbers 0300083 and 0300083-02. Supervisor Kreischer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move for approval of mandatory ordinance number 007.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 207. Award the sale of $9,860,000 general obligation promissory notes. Supervisor Rasmussen.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move for resolution number 207-10-2017.
Been moved and seconded. At this time, John A. Meehan would like to give us the information on the report.
Thank you.
Or Michael, or John Meehan.
John, Michael, doesn't matter.
No, she was saying microphone.
Good evening. My name is John Meehan. I'm with Robert W. Baird and Company, and I've got a brief handout to walk through. I've covered this earlier this evening with the Finance Committee. Per the directions of the County Board, we conducted a bid opening this morning at 10 a.m. It was done electronically, and we received 5 bidders. The winning bid was from a firm called Northland Securities. They bid out of Minneapolis with the true interest cost of 1.8474%. What that states is that interest rates continue to remain low. A 1.84 for a 10-year debt issue is very attractive, and I think it reflects not only the structure of the debt, 10 years, the bank qualified nature, it's attractive to banks to bid on it, but the AA1 rating has been maintained. So all those together help to drive a lower interest cost. On page 3, just a brief description of the notes. They're dated November 7th, and what that means is that's when the funds will be delivered to the county and the interest clock will start. The interest payments are due April 1 and October 1 each year, which matches the payments on your existing debt service, and the first payment is April 1 of 2018. Likewise, principal is due over a 10-year time period, April 1, 2018 through 27. There is a redemption provision at the option of the county that the final maturities, 25, 26, and 27, can be called in the year 2024 at your option and any day after April 1st of 2024. Frankly, with the rates as low as they are, I doubt you'll ever effect the call, but it's an option that you have. As I mentioned, the rating has been confirmed as AA1. On page 4, we show the overall future financing plan. The county board is not committing any future activities or any future borrowings, but when we issue this debt, which is before you this evening, we always take a look at what your existing debt is, which is on the left side of the page, and in a box towards the center, what the future issues may be in the years 2018, 19, 20, and 21, just as far as what issues may take place. So as we structure this issue, we keep all that in mind. So on the bottom of the page, we give you a graph as to how the debt service structure runs out into the future. As I mentioned, at the back of the handout, we have the Moody's credit report itself. On page 5, they list the credit strengths and credit challenges that the county may face, factors that could lead to an upgrade in your rating, and factors that could lead to a downgrade. I would comment that this language is exactly the same as it was with the 2016 document. In other words, there haven't been any change in the view of Moody's from your last rating report. What I've just covered this evening has been included in a resolution which has been prepared by your bond counsel and is on your agenda for consideration this evening. I'll be happy to answer the question the board may have.
Well, thank you. There are no questions. We'll vote by our little iPad. It's been moved and seconded. We'll vote by our iPad. That is passed. Thank you. Thank you. Resolution number 200-10-2017, commendation for Heidi Turner. Supervisor Rasmussen.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move for resolution number 200-10-2017. Heidi Turner began her career with the Winnebago County Child Support Office on June 13, 1985. As a case specialist, Heidi transitioned over the years to specialize in paternity establishment cases. Over her 32-year career, she touched many thousands of cases, bringing about 480 cases each year, each one seeking to establish a child's paternity. Heidi was always willing to assist any team member in any capacity. It was common to see Heidi answering a question for anyone from the receptionist to the child support attorney. She knew policies and procedures like the back of her hand. Heidi always had a positive attitude, compassion for our clients, and dedication to both child support and Winnebago County. I ask that you all join me in expressing our gratitude for all the years of commitment, blood, sweat, tears, and laughter she brought to Winnebago County families and employees.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 201-10-2017, disallow claim of Trevor Krieger and Beth Krieger. Supervisor Rasmussen.
Thank you. I move for resolution number 201-10-2017.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried. Resolution 202-10-2017, disallow claim of John Treelevin and Kirby Treelevin. Supervisor Rasmussen.
Thank you. I move for resolution 202-10-2017.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 203-10-2017, authorized execution of a 5-year use agreement between Winnebago County and Winnebago Land BMX Incorporated. Supervisor Finch.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move for resolution number 203-10-2017.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution or ordinance number 204-10-2017, amend section 7.02 of General Code of Winnebago County speed limit on county trunk highways. Supervisor Robel.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll move for the approval of Resolution 204-10-2017.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I wanted to speak on this.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, could we have an explanation why we're reducing the speed between those two major east and west state highways? The county road is adjoins, it connects two state highways. Why is it necessary to reduce that speed in that area? I haven't traveled that recently, but I would imagine that the Highway Committee Chair or members or
Supervisor Robel?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. The reason why we lowered the speed limit on County N is because for safety reasons. That's an old roadway that was built many, many years ago, and it had very, very few improvements. There's a lot of sharp curves on that section. It's about a 5-mile section. And the highway commissioner brought it to our attention, and I says, well, we'll talk about it I says, put it on the agenda for our county, for a highway committee meeting. So we met and we thrashed it out, and we agreed that, we agreed with the commissioner and believes that it's for safety reasons only. That's the reason for it.
thank you.
Supervisor Farley?
Mr. Roll's statement answered the response.
Okay. All in, huh? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 205, 10/2017, authorize the Winnebago County Sheriff's Department enter into a 10-year contract with Motorola Solutions Incorporated to provide software and equipment support for the countywide P1 computer-aided dispatch and law records management system. Who's the vice chair there? Supervisor Ellis.
205-10/2017.
Supervisor Farley.
Thank you, Mr.
Was there a second?
There was, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Could the sheriff give us a quick summary and overview of this software you want to purchase? Tell us a little briefly what it's about, if you would.
Sure. This is to support the CAD RMS and jail RMS package that we gave a presentation on, and you all funded the purchase of those software pieces. This is a 10-year contract. In negotiating with Motorola, with the vendor, we got the best deal at a 10-year contract. The further we went out, they gave us a 2% CPI increase versus up to a 5% if we would have gone with a shorter term. This also includes a hardware exchange at year 5 or 6, depending upon servers and where they are with space. In comparison to what we previously had under Foxconn, we have a savings of about $300,000 from the initial cost, and then with no Foxconn admin costs, you'll see that, I'm sorry, $110,000 in maintenance savings, and then the 10-year savings being about $927,000. So we're no longer paying the Foxconn admin costs.
Thank you. Sounds like a good deal to me. Thank you.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 206, 10/2017, appropriate an additional $150,000 to the payout wages account of the miscellaneous unclassified cost center to cover the overages and additional cost of sick leave payouts through the end of 2017, with funds to be transferred from the general fund undesignated fund balance account. Supervisor Rasmussen.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move for approval of resolution number 206-10/2017.
Been moved and seconded. Supervisor Hagan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In regards to this resolution, I'm just trying to do the quick math here regarding lines 18, 19, 20, 21. I imagine it, or can only assume that the $92,000 is through September. So if you do the math, figure it out through the end of the year, that comes out to be just shy of 123,000. Where are we asking for 150?
The 150 covers the 92 plus any additional through the end of the year. So I had to put some kind of an estimate in there, so it's about 60,000 through the end of the year. 150 is the 92 plus whatever's still needed.
And what is the total extent of that undesignated fund balance to date?
About 17 million.
Thank you.
We'll vote by our little iPad. Vote aye if you approve. No if you disapprove. That is passed. Supervisor Finch. You missed the push.
No, if I did, I apologize. I didn't, but thank you anyway.
Okay. Supervisor Robel.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll move that we adjourn until Monday, November 6th at 6 p.m. for the start of our 2018 budget.
Then moved and seconded, we are adjourned.